Hello and welcome. In this lesson, we shall go through the poem on the Grasshopper and Cricket, composed by John Keats. John Keats was an English romantic poet. He was born on 31st October 1795 in London, England. He was the first of Thomas and Frances Keats' five children. Some of his famous works are Ode on a Grecian Urn, Ode to Autumn, On Melancholy, Ode to a Nightingale, etc. He died in Rome on 23rd February 1821 at the age of 25. All of Keats's poetry is filled with a mysterious yet uplifting sense of beauty and joy. His works explore many possibilities but do not insist on any one answer to the enduring problems of life. The experience of life, not its perfect understanding, was Keats's major concern. Let's read the poem and understand what the poet has to say in it. The poetry of earth is never dead, when all the birds are faint with the hot sun, and hide in cooling trees a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new-mown mead. In these lines, the poet says that the glory and beauty of the earth is same forever, no matter which season it is or what the weather is like. Even in the hot summer, when the scorching sun rays make the birds weak and make them to take shelter in the shadow of tree, a voice can be heard from hedge to hedge. Hedge means a row of bushes, and new mown meadow means a field of grass. Its grass is recently cut. Hedges in this field, and a sound is ceaselessly heard from these hedges. That is the grasshopper's. He takes the lead. In summer luxury he has never done with his delights, for when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. In the first line of this stanza, the poet reveals whose voice that is heard from hedge to hedge in the meadow. He says when everyone is hiding from the heat of the sun, the grasshopper is still delightful, and he sings to express his delightfulness. He is ever delighted, but when he gets tired, he goes beneath the weed. A weed is a wild plant that grows itself, and the grasshopper feels peaceful beneath it. The poetry of earth is ceasing never, on a lone winter evening. When the frost has wrought a silence, from the stove there shrills the cricket song, in warmth increasing ever, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshopper is among the grassy hills. The poet repeats the statement, the beauty and glory of the earth is same even in the winter. He refers a lone frosty evening. He says everywhere is only silence. As the heat in the stove increases, one can fall asleep. Here, stove means a closed metal box in which you can burn wood, coal for heating. The cricket chirps, and one can hear the sound of his chirping in drowsiness. Drowsiness is a state when you are half awake and half asleep. In drowsiness, one thinks that the grasshopper is in the grassy hills. So this was the poem. Now let us see the summary. In the poem, grasshopper is a symbol of hot summer. Cricket is a symbol of frosty cold winter. Every poet has found great beauty in spring and fine weather, but John Keats writes differently. He says the beauty of the earth never dies. It is everlasting. He says that the earth looks beautiful in all seasons and no matter what the weather is like. Different seasons have different charms. About hot summer, he says the earth is always singing. The birds stop singing in the hot summer. They seem to have fainted in the hot sun. They hide themselves in the cooling trees. At that time, a grasshopper can be seen flying from hedge to hedge and singing delightfully. He sings tirelessly. When tired, he rests beneath some weed. Cold winter. About cold winter, he says the birds are silent, as it is frosty and too cold. But the earth still expresses its pleasure through different beings. On a frosty winter day, there seems to be grave silence. Then suddenly this silence is broken, not from the trees but from the stones. It is the song of a cricket. The song seems to be increasing in warmth every moment. People hear it in their houses. To someone half asleep, it may seem to be a grasshopper song coming from grassy hills. Now, to ascertain the level of your understanding, here are some questions and other exercises. You can answer the questions and solve the exercises and write the answers in the comment section given below. I will check there.